Congresswoman, we mentioned Loomer's history of conspiracy theories, of racist statements. You're steeped in national security and intelligence space. So how concerning is it that someone like this is advising the president of the United States on, of all things, national security?
Well, you just reported that she has no national security experience. There are others on the Trump team who also don't. And so we ended up with something like Signalgate. I think what's going on here is that unwittingly he is coupling a potential economic recession with a national security recession. I'm worried about both, but on the second, where I know a lot more, I'm very worried about a massive cyber attack on U.S. soil, which this Commission on National Security Strategy I chaired was warned about. And we're going to be dark. The head of Cyber Command in the Pentagon is a 34-year, four-star general appointed in a non-political way to succeed a fabulous guy, Paul Nakasone, as the head of our NSA, which is our signal intelligence branch, plus the Cyber Command. It makes absolutely no sense to remove them. And the White House firings, all I can imagine is that he's lost confidence in Mike Waltz, and that firing all the people closest to Waltz is a way to cause Waltz to resign. And maybe take because he admitted or claimed that Signalgate was his responsibility. But where does that leave the United States?
Right.
It isn't his first responsibility the security of our country, both economically and in terms of our national security? I don't see any of these moves making any sense in either direction.
I mean, I just want to emphasize what you pointed out. These NSA officials who were ousted have deep expertise. Both are career officials. Wendy Noble was there since 1987, has worked her way up through. So these aren't like Biden appointees, even though, you know, one of the reasons we've heard they've been let go is a lack of loyalty to Donald Trump. And you mentioned that General Hawk has 30-plus years of defense experience, intel experience. He led U.S. Cyber Command. I mean, what does that loss mean for the U.S.? How will these people be replaced?
That loss is absolutely huge. And oh, by the way, suggesting that the Inspector General of the Pentagon investigate now what happened with Signalgate is also kind of nonsensical, since all the IGs were removed. This must be a political appointee, and presumably this was done so that Congress wouldn't investigate. Where does that leave us? In a terrible place. Congress, pay attention here. Roger Wicker and Jack Reed, the chairman and ranking member of Senate Armed Services, have been enormously brave. And if they, on a bipartisan basis, step up and look at all this immediately, I think that would be very helpful. I'm not trying to be partisan about this. I'm trying to be reasonable about this. We all take it, or I did, we all members of Congress, and certainly the president, to protect our national security and respect the Constitution. And summary firings with no reasons given are not the history of the United States of America.
Former Congresswoman Jane Harman, I appreciate your perspective and insights. Thanks for being with us.